Hi there. Hey, I wanted to talk about nails for playing fingerstyle guitar. I've gotten a lot of requests about what do you use on your nails? Well, let me first say that for years I didn't have anything on my nails. And it was very frustrating for me because, you get your nails just properly grown out, and even though how you really try to take care of them, invariably, gee whiz, you end up breaking one, and it's right on the way to the gig. It's always right right when you got to play. So what I decided to do is I started getting acrylics. Now, Doyle Dykes, friend of mine, has acrylics, and they work great. They're tough. They're really strong. So I was doing that, and I would only get these three fingers. I get my thumb done sometimes, and sometimes I get my little finger done. But for the most part, I would just go with maybe four fingers. All right, so that worked great, but the only problem is now you got to go to the nail salon every 6 weeks or so. They end up growing out, and so you got this big ridged line there, and your nail, it's weird looking. So you always have to go and do that. So now the other thing too about acrylic nails, for me anyways, sometimes they were put on just right. And of course you can alter the length, but what happens is sometimes they put them on too thick, and they feel very bulky. So, after doing all that, I decided I'm going to do it without nails, forget it. And then going through the same process, you can play electric, steel string without nails, and it sounds pretty good. I don't. Ted Green didn't have nails. I don't think Joe Pass does. But a friend of mine, but I still kind of like it. I like it on the steel string, and I think you really got to have it if you're switching around to nylon. So another friend of mine, Tim Thompson, was showing me he went from acrylics to plastic nails, which, a little disclaimer, he has now, last time I saw him a couple of years ago, he forgot all about all of it. It just went back to no nails. But so I just tried these. I got these at Walmart. They were like $5, and it included the super glue. And it's called Kiss. And there are three styles of nails that you can get from them. And I think it has to do with the shape of the end. So I got the one that's the most straight. It was $5. And you just go there and you pick out which ones you want. You got 500 of them in here. It'll last you a year. And then you're good to go. So, so here's a classic. Let me go really close up on this. Here's a classic example of what happened to me, all right? So here I have a regular nail, right? And golly, I was just getting ready. I'm letting it grow out, and there's what happens. It busts off, right? So now you got to do something about it. So here's what I do. By the way, these are growing out, and they probably need to be redone. And you can peel them off, if you don't put them on too tight. You can peel them off. But the first thing you do is you got to sand them down and make them nice and smooth, okay? So now these have glue on them, right? Because that fell off. So it's nice and smooth. Also, I'm going to do my thumbnail. Get it all nice and cool. By the way, once you start on this, your nails will be weak, and it takes, I don't know, maybe a year for your nails to get back to normal. So you want to try again to get normal. Now I take this alcohol prep, and you just get all the crap off your nail. Pretty easy. Now I've already gone through and I've picked out the nails that I want. So it's quite simple. You got your super glue. And one of the tricks for me, I notice is when you get that super glue on there, kind of swirl it all around and all that good stuff, get it in the cracks. Get this puppy on there. You don't have too much time here. Get that on there and hold it. Okay, once you get it on, make sure you put a little bit of glue kind of around the edges a little bit, just to seal it up. Let's do this one. Rich's Nail Salon. You know, I tease my kids, you know, for Father's Day, they would ask me what I wanted, and I said I wanted to go down and get my nails done. And I did. I was probably the only father in there for Father's Day. You know, I live on 15 acres, and I'm working around the property. I got a tractor and everything, you know, and that's why I got bruises all over my arms from doing all crap. But I'm breaking nails. And now if a nail flies off, and they have, I can just put another one on. No big deal, okay? Now, as far as cutting them, I want to go back close up a second. Now, you don't need a whole lot exposed here. If you take a look, you just want to see that over the top, just so when you hit the string, you got a little click there. This, of course, is way too long, and the same thing with this new one here. So, voila, you clip them. And then you shape them. Whoop-de-doo. So sometimes I'll double them up, use two. It makes a fatter sound, but also feels a little bulkier. All right, so that one's good for me, I think, right there. Just so you can kind of feel a little something. It doesn't have to be too much. If it's too much, I think it gets a little too distant from the string, and you don't get any of the flesh. So you got to have a little flesh on there too. So this one I like just the edge a little higher. That's going to hit the string there. Boom, boom, boom. Going to shoot you right down. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so something like that. Looks like Gumby. Next, I add a little polish. And of course, you know, if you want to put glitter and, you know, red, you can do whatever you want. You can be really expressive. Black, if you're a heavy metal guy. This is clear, or not clear, it's like a flesh color. So anyway, just give them a little extra protection. That's all. Now, you know what? You're all set. You're ready for picking. And if they fall off, you put another one on. Whoop, bada boom, bada bing. Remember, too, if you're working with lacquer thinner and solvents, you know, they dissolve. They come off. So you got to be careful. But this, I tell you what, I've had them on for this. They'll stay on for a month or so. It's not a problem. And they're cheap. I don't have to run and make an appointment at the hairdresser salon. I can just do it whenever I need to. One falls off, I can replace it. Bingo. So that's what I do. You know, and again, remember, you start doing this, your old nails are going to become weaker and weaker and weaker. And so you got to remember that. If you don't want to start down that road, don't. But if you're having issues with your fingernails breaking all the time, it's a good alternative. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that and it makes sense to you. By the way, I got online and I was looking around. You can buy like 500 little plastic nails for like $250. It's crazy. And so it's a lot cheaper than $20 at the salon. Okay, adios.